Road trip. Tiny House Prepper. Hey everybody, I'm Bill.
And I'm Elizabeth with Tiny House Prepper.
And I am about to start on a long road trip, leaving this morning, and I'm headed to San Diego. And, and back again.
Yep, this time in the truck.
In the truck.
Yeah.
It's going to be close to 6,000 miles.
My mom, you know, as I've said before, lives in San Diego, and Bill's really doing a huge favor, which we all really appreciate tremendously. He's a sweetie. My mom has had to officially move out of her home. My stepfather still gets to come see her. He's still living there. His daughter's watching out for him. But it was just time for my mom's stuff to kind of get, moved out and go where it needs to go. It makes my mom feel much better. And if at whatever point Henry, who's doing well, but he's 89, at whatever point he's no longer able to remain at home, we wanted to take off the pressure of all that stuff still being there so they don't have to worry about it. It's all been taken care of. So everything's been packed up. My sister Dana went out and helped with all that.
Well, the lawnmower next door got so loud we had to quit out there and come in so you could hear us.
Well, it's summer, you know, people are taking care of lawns.
So anyway, you were saying everything's all packed up and ready to go out there.
Yeah, my sister got that all done. And so now Bill's going to take the truck out and he's going to pick everything up and bring it back so that it can go where my mom wants it to go, which is a very big relief for her. And so we really appreciate, as I said before, Bill doing this. It's just one more thing so that at whatever point, Henry's just not able to be there anymore, our part of the stuff will be all squared away.
So we looked at several different options to get her stuff out here, and what we were looking at was that I would fly out and then rent a small U-Haul truck one way to bring it all back.
Yeah.
But the rental one way on a truck, just the rental, was $2,600.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. And then I'd have to, pay to fly out, and then all of the gas on the way back.
Yep.
And we
places to stay. I mean,
right,
yeah.
Right. And we discovered that if I just drive my truck out and back, it'll cost us less than half of that.
Yeah.
Just for the gas. And if it can't quite all fit in the truck, then I can rent a small U-Haul trailer one way for only $400. So I can then use the back of my truck and the U-Haul trailer. But we're hoping that's not going to be the case because it's not all that much.
Right. It's just stuff that's important to my mom to feel like it gets distributed.
Right. Heirloom
things, yeah. Yes.
Yep.
And then she's got her, the belongings she wants to keep with her there at her board and care home, which is like a assisted living where she's at now. So yeah, I'm glad Bill can do this.
Yeah. So Elizabeth is not going with me. I'm going by myself, and I'm really looking forward to the trip. I love it out west, but I'm really sad that she's not going to be able to be with me.
We really tried to see if maybe it would work out, but I'll tell you honestly, day after day after day of 8-9 hours just driving in the truck, it was going to be too much, and I had to accept that and realize it. At some point, if we can ever get out there, which I'd love to, we'll take the cottage and we'll go nice and slow and we'll really take our time. But this has to be a bit of a faster trip. And, I'm going to make sure Bill gets all the time he needs. But I'm afraid that 10 days of just driving all day, I can't do it right now.
We just recently flew out to Salt Lake for the Thrive Convention. And she had one very long day on the plane out there, and then 2 days of long, exhausting days at the convention, which were wonderful, but exhausting, and then a flight home. By the time we got back, she was totally wiped out. And she did great, especially with her, recent stroke episode. She did great, but she was wiped out. So we're just concerned that 8 or 10 hours a day in the truck, day after day for 2 weeks, after a while, she would get so weary she couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah, and I really want him to have an adventure. He's got such a wanderlust, and he loves the West. Just have an adventure. Take lots of videos I can watch.
Right.
We can FaceTime. I will be fine here. Me and the cat are settled in very, very well. I live somewhere where everything I need is actually really close, and I am doing some driving again now. and the car's great. So I mean, I'll be fine. I've got people around.
Yeah, we got friends and family around. If she has to ask for help, it's there.
Yeah. So yeah, well, sweetheart, I want you to have a wonderful trip.
I will.
Oh, sweetheart. You be careful.
I will. Good.
Yeah, always.
I love you.
I love you too, sweetheart. Bye. Take care of him, Lord.
Now I'm anticipating what's going to happen here as this video and as my trip begins to unfold here on YouTube. Many of you will see that I'm coming through your town or close to where you live or whatever, and you're going to get very excited about that, and I completely understand that. I do the same thing when I have RV channels that I follow that come close to me, and many of you may send me comments and invite me to park in your driveway or crash for the night or whatever, and maybe suggest a good restaurant in town as I drive through your town or whatever. I completely appreciate all of the hospitality there. Elizabeth and I many times are just overwhelmed by the love from our subscribers, and we absolutely love that. But something that you need to understand is that most YouTubers that I know are anywhere from a week to a month behind in in releasing their videos. And we are the same way. Right now we are about 2.5 to 3 weeks behind releasing after we shoot the video. So the reality is that by the time you see this first video, I'm probably already to California and home again, or I might be just within the last couple of days of my trip, because we are running about 2 weeks behind for our videos. So if you make a comment and suggest a place for me as I go through someplace, just realize that I was probably there a week ago or a week and a half ago. And, like I said, I appreciate it, but it doesn't do me any good when I'm not there anymore. Anyway, did you know that YouTubers can actually upload their videos and then schedule them to be released ahead of time? All of the videos that you've seen for the past couple weeks are that way. In fact, as I leave today for this trip, we have the next 2 weeks worth of videos already uploaded, already scheduled to be released, and it'll all happen automatically as I'm driving, so I don't have to worry about trying to upload videos while we're on the road. And all YouTube creators know that, but I think a lot of subscribers don't. Like, for instance, we get people sometimes saying they're amazed at how diligent Elizabeth is to get up so early every Sunday morning, because we release our Tea with Jesus at 5 a.m. Sunday morning Eastern time. She shoots those a couple days ahead of time, and then we schedule them to release at 5 a.m. on Sunday. She doesn't get up that early. So anyway, that's the way YouTube works. I don't know if you're aware of that, but now you are. So when you see this video and you see me coming through your town, I'm already long gone.
All right, let's pray. Father God, I thank you so much for the privilege it is to be together and enjoy this food. Blessed that may nourish our bodies, and just thank you so much for Bill being here, and just bless our time together and bless this food. Thank you so much in your son's precious name. Amen.
Amen. So here I am on my first night of my trip, and I'm in Dayton, Ohio, and I'm at the home of Kevin and Heather and the family from, you may have heard them, a channel called Going Batty, and they very graciously opened their home to me for the night, and so we're having a wonderful evening here, about to eat. And
lots of good food.
Yeah, and I'm very excited. I met them about a year ago, and so I'm very excited to be here in their home.
Awesome.
Thanks guys for
You're welcome.
allowing me.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's going to be great.
Cucumbers from your garden?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The tomatoes are from our garden.
Yeah,
Oh,
from out here out front, in our front yard, because it's the only place that gets enough sunlight, and then I have hay bales back there with my cucumbers
Yeah,
growing
so
out
nice.
of them.
So I've just left Kevin and Heather's house in Dayton, Ohio. I thoroughly enjoyed spending the evening with them. This morning it's heavy overcast, raining. It's a dreary, miserable day, especially for a day for travel. But you know, it is what it is, right? So my goal for today is probably somewhere in the Kansas City area, maybe a little bit beyond Lawrence or Topeka. We'll see how it goes depending on the weather and the traffic. That's about 8 or 9 hour drive. And tonight I'll be sleeping in the back of the van, the back of the truck, which is one of the reasons that I got this cap on the truck. The main reason for the cap, of course, was because I knew I was going to be taking this trip and carrying a lot of my mother-in-law's stuff home again, so I put the cap on to keep it out of the weather. But it makes a great place to sleep too when it's not full of stuff. So, Kansas City, here we come. So it rained this morning all the way through Indiana. It was the kind of thing where sometimes it was so heavy I was down to 40 miles an hour and couldn't see a thing, you know. It was pretty miserable all the way through the whole state. Now I'm about halfway through Illinois, and all of a sudden it has cleared up and it's smooth sailing. So much less stressful. So moving along, and I'm enjoying this dry weather after spending all morning in the pouring rain. So I drove, I think, about 600 miles today. It's been a long day. I'm now in Lawrence, Kansas, and I found a free place to park at a nice state park, and it's going to be a good night, I think. That's the the Walmart State Park right there. I don't see any other RVs here, but there are a couple of other cars here with people sleeping in them. Got a nice bench to sit on, and a few big trucks. So it's been a long day. Tomorrow I should head into Colorado Springs. I'm really looking forward to being there. Got some friends there. It's where I met Elizabeth. Haven't been back there in decades, so it'll be good. So it's almost 9 o'clock. I'm going to turn in.
She's a mess.
I'll hold.
All right, we got to get in the picture.
Okay, everybody this way.
Scooch.
No, don't you move.
Don't you
Don't
move.
move.
You stay.
Everybody come back this way a little bit.
Did that work? I can't see.
I can see.
Yes.
Awesome. Very
I
cool.
can see it, except everything. I just see it like a green blob.
Are you done?
Yep.
Are you done? Okay.